AITA for falling in love with my best friend and causing problems in his relationship? I, 26F, have been best friends with James, 27M, for over 8 years. We met during college and instantly clicked. He's always been my safe space, the person who understands me like no one else. Over the years, we've shared countless memories, from late-night deep talks to spontaneous road trips. Our bond has always felt special. But recently, I realized my feelings for James have shifted from friendship to something much deeper. The problem? James has been in a committed relationship with Laura, 27F, for the past 3 years. Laura and I have always been polite with each other, but there's been an underlying tension between us. I think she's always been a little uneasy about how close James and I are, and in the past few months, it's become more apparent. Now, I can't help but feel like I'm the source of strain in their relationship. It all started to unravel a few months ago when James called me late at night after a fight with Laura. They had argued because she canceled a long-planned date night to attend a work event. He was upset and vented to me about how unappreciated he felt. "You're the only one who really gets me," he said. "Sometimes I feel like I can only talk to you." I told him he deserved someone who truly made him feel valued, and he seemed to take comfort in my words. I thought I was being a good friend, but in hindsight, I may have crossed a line. Laura later found out he'd called me instead of talking things through with her, and it caused another argument between them. She told James she felt like I was his emotional crutch, someone he turned to instead of her. He defended our friendship, saying I was his best friend and always had been. But I could tell Laura felt threatened by how much he relied on me. The tension grew even more palpable during a small gathering at James's place. While chatting with the group, James and I started reminiscing about an old college prank we pulled. We laughed uncontrollably, falling into our usual rhythm of inside jokes and shared memories. Laura tried to join in, but she clearly felt left out. At one point, she said, "I guess I'll never understand half of what you two are laughing about." Her words were meant to sound light-hearted, but her forced smile gave her away. I felt a pang of guilt. Later, I overheard her telling James, "It's like you two have this whole world I can't be part of." He brushed it off, assuring her that I was just his best friend. But the look on her face stayed with me. The breaking point came during a weekend beach trip. A group of us, including Laura, had planned the getaway. On the second evening, Laura and James got into a minor argument about something trivial, how long he had taken to return from the store. She stormed off to their cabin, leaving James upset. I stayed with the group for a while but eventually found James sitting alone by the water. I sat beside him, and we started talking about life, work, and everything in between. At one point, he looked at me and said, "Sometimes I feel like I can breathe easier around you." The comment struck me, and I didn't know how to respond. I wanted to tell him how I felt, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. When we returned to the group, Laura noticed we'd been gone for a while. She didn't say anything then, but I caught her glaring at me several times throughout the evening. A few days after the trip, Laura confronted me. She told me she was tired of feeling like the third wheel in her own relationship. "He comes to you with his problems instead of me. He laughs with you in a way he doesn't laugh with me. And honestly, I feel like I'm competing with you for his attention," she said. Her words stung because they weren't entirely untrue. I tried to deny my feelings, insisting I had no intention of coming between them, but she wasn't convinced. She told me to back off and give their relationship space. Since then, James has been distant. He hasn't mentioned Laura's confrontation, but I can feel the shift. He doesn't call as often, and our usual hangouts have become less frequent. I know it's for the best, but it hurts. I never meant to fall for James or cause problems in his relationship. But now I'm left questioning everything. Should I have stepped back earlier? Am I the asshole for falling in love with my best friend and unintentionally becoming a source of conflict in his relationship?